Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back once again to another Minecraft tutorial. Today we are going to be building this barn that you see right here, and it's actually, to be honest, a rather large barn. So keep in mind when you're building this maybe next to a farmhouse, make sure that building's as big as well, or kind of on the same proportions or scale, so it doesn't look too small. Because this one over here, it's not too small of a house, it's not anything big, but next to this barn it really does end up looking rather small, almost like a hobbit home compared to this thing. So just keep that in mind when you're finding a place to put this barn. So if you're wondering exactly how much room you're going to need for a spot to place this, I'll do a quick little overhead view right now so you guys can see that. And then also you'll notice what I've done to the floor. I've kind of made it look like the outside land is almost eroding in. So if you're looking for some more detail instead of just doing a floor that's all wood, this is something you may want to try out. So the initial part of the first floor is going to be mainly made up of these pillars that are going to be 4 tall. So we're going to place the first one on the far left right here. Then we're going to skip our first gap of 5 blocks in total, place the next pillar right there, and then we're going to move forward, skipping a gap of 3, place this one here, and so this side is going to be on the far right, and it's going to be made up of 2 gaps of 3, so this is the middle. Then we'll place our next one right here on the back side, and this back is going to be separated into 2 gaps of 2 with this pillar right here in the middle to break those apart, and then we'll place one more pillar on the far right of the back side there, and then we'll make the left side of the build exactly the same as the right over there. And if you are wondering what these 2 little sections are, this one is going to be a sort of storage area where you can kind of store things so they don't get wet. It's not going to be enclosed by walls or anything, but it's just a little extra that adds some detail. And this one over here to the left is going to be a small little stable, probably only able to hold about 1 horse, but it's just there for also some more detail because that always looks good. But now for the next step, what we're going to do is make some cross beams that connect all of these pillars together like this. And you can just make these going all the way around. And now what we can do is add some little sticky outy bits on the outsides of each one of these pillars, and we can also start, since this first floor is going to be a bit bigger than normal, since it is a barn, you want more space to be able to store stuff, what we're going to do is actually raise this up 3 more blocks, and then on the top of each of the other pillars, you can also throw in some more of those sticky outy bits. And once you're done with that, you should have something that looks quite similar to what I have right here. So what you're going to want to do now is also connect the top section with these cross beams as well, and then just to give it even further detail, you may want to think about placing in some little pillars like these right in the middle, just so those walls don't look as plain. And then you can also throw in on the front like this. No need to worry about the back though, since there already is one there. Next, after that's done, what you're going to want to do is take out some stone bricks and just do a layer of this all the way across the bottom, and then on top of this you can grab some cobblestone and just throw this in all the way around. Now, when you're doing this, make sure and leave this front section open since this is going to be the entrance. And then for the upper part, you're going to want to find your wall material that you've been using throughout some of the other houses in this style. For me, that's going to be the white stained clay, but if you're in default or another texture pack, the white wool may look a little bit better. So I'm going to fill this in completely, and then we'll carve out some windows when we are done. And for the windows on a barn, you definitely don't want to use glass, so a nice replacement for that would be the fences. So the first set of windows we're going to use will be right here on the very front of the build. Some other ones are going to be on the side underneath these pillars that you placed a little bit earlier, and we can also do 2 on the back. So the first thing that you're going to want to do to make this front entrance look a bit more appealing is actually remove these 3 blocks right there, and then take your spruce wood stairs and place 2 of these on the left and 2 of them on the right as well. And then to fill in this middle spot, just go ahead and place in a spruce wood half slab. The next thing we want to do is take out our cobblestone walls, add 3 of these in right here on the left and 3 of them in on the right. Then we'll grab our cobblestone half slabs and just kind of make an archway like this that goes all the way across. A couple more things you can do to make the first floor look a lot nicer is take some spruce wood stairs, place them upside down underneath each one of the sticky outy bits like this, and then you can also take your stone brick stairs, place these facing upright on the outsides of each one of the pillars, and then you want to take a stone brick half slab and then just go ahead and throw these on top of these stairs. And then you can also, to make the 3 wide gaps look a bit better, you can place 2 of these on either side so there's only 1 open spot. And a few other things that you want to do to kind of finish up this first floor is just place 1 more block of wood right there, and then you can take your spruce wood slabs and just start making an archway that goes like that. And then you can also take some fences and just place these 2 of them in each one of the corners of the barn. And now that we're done with the first floor, I'll just fly around really quick so you guys can make sure you did everything correctly. And to start the second floor out, what we're going to do is take our spruce wood and we'll go up 1, 2 right here on this block, and make sure you're not placing it on the corner right here, but instead go 1 block farther out like this. And then the rest of the roof shape is going to be up to like this, and then just continue going by ones until you reach the middle block right here, and then do the exact same thing over on this side. So once again, go up 2 like that, and then you can go back to going up 1 at a time, and then go ahead and do the exact same thing over here on the back. And after you've placed in both of those, you are going to want to throw in some cross beams like this, just to give yourself some guidelines. If you don't want to do this, you at least have to put in this one on the bottom that goes all the way across, because that is going to be a part of the wall. So once you have those in, you can start throwing in some more little blocks like this every other, so there's a gap in between each one, like that, and then make sure you do that on the other side as well. When you have those in, you can take out your wall material once again and fill in each one of the gaps. After you're done filling in each one of those walls, the next step is going to be to fill in the front and the back with our wall material once again. And make sure when you're doing this, you fill it one block back like this instead of right underneath each one of these. It just gives it a lot more depth and adds a lot more detail in the end. And once that is done, you can see it's still looking very plain. So some things we can do to kind of fix that is place a block of wood right here, and then maybe add some cobblestone or another material on top of that, whatever you think looks best. And then you can also place a row of half slabs along that section, and then place in some fences above that just to add further detail. Now for a window, if you do want to place one of those in, I find doing something like this usually ends up looking best, and then of course you can just fill that in with some fences, and then you may want to do something very similar to this on the back side as well. Next, you're going to want to add a couple more little designs on the roof, so you can do that by placing 2 blocks like this towards the middle, and then go ahead and throw some of these spruce wood stairs underneath, and then you can start to shape this by going up 2 blocks tall on either side, and then finishing it up by going 1 block in the middle, and then make sure to do this exact same thing over here on the left side. Now we're going to want to start to give our roof a lot more detail, so we're going to need all of these spruce wood blocks, and then in my case I'm going to be using the brown stained clay. And as I always say, if you don't like the clay or the colors of it, you can always use something else, such as the oak wood blocks. Now for this, we're going to take our spruce wood stair and just place that here to give us sort of a guideline, and then our only full block we're going to use for this is going to be right there on that block, and you can go ahead and delete the ones behind it like this, and then from there just kind of work your way up until you get to the very top, which you can leave open for now, and then we'll go back down on the other side just like this. So once again, grab your full block, place that right there, then you can switch back to your stairs and finish everything off like that. And then once you're done, do not forget to place in some upside down stairs beneath these, and then now we can move on to doing our little design on the top. So for this, it's going to be 1 half slab right here. Then on top of that, it'll be a full block, then an upside down stair on the front face of that, and then to finish it off, we'll place a half slab on the very top right there. And just in case you need to see that one more time, once again, it's going to be 2 blocks like this on the bottom, then we're going to do 1 full block right here, and then from there on, we can just kind of work our way up to the top with our stairs, and then go back down on the other side, just like this. And then once again, right there, we're going to switch it up and go back to our full block, and then beneath that, we can finish it off with our stairs like that. And then now we'll move back to the design. So once again, half slab, full block, then upside down stair, and then another half slab to finish that off. And then of course, place in your upside down stairs beneath all of these. Now for these smaller little sections, you may want to start off by placing a full block like this on either side. And then after you've done that, you can take out your stairs and just kind of connect these together like that. And then from there on out, you can just use your stairs to work your way up to the top, and then go back down on the other side all the way to the bottom. And then once again, just connect the 2 sections together like this, throw in your upside down stairs, and then on the top you can add that design that we used for the other 2 roofs. Once you have both of those completed, we're going to make a little window on each of them. So you can start by placing a spruce wood stair facing upside down, then on top of that we'll go with a fence, and then our wall material to finish that off. Now, before we start filling in the roof, there are going to be 2 sections that we want to leave open. The first one is going to be this whole row that connects the 2 smaller roofs together. The next one is going to be the row that connects the bigger roofs together. Now, when you're filling in the roof, the first spot is going to be 2 blocks tall like this, and you can just kind of curve this over and it's going to make a little L shape. And then the rest of it is going to be only 1 block tall like that. And then once again, as I said, go ahead and leave this top portion open. And just for those of you who chose to use the oak wood instead, or maybe a different type of wood, instead of just going 2 full blocks like this, I think it looks a bit better if you switch it up and use stairs the rest of the way. Now for the rest of the roof, what we're going to do is start by placing a half slab right here in the middle of everything, and then after that you can take out your spruce wood stairs and place these, or at least the first one, facing out towards each one of the little roof designs. After you've got all 4 of those in, you can face the rest of the stairs inwards towards that little half slab we placed in the very middle of everything. And now that that's done, we're going to do a couple more things to the main section of this barn. One is going to be just placing some of these in all the way around on top of each of these blocks just to give it some more support and also some more detail. Now after this, if you really wanted to, you could leave the barn as it is, although I think it is a bit tall and skinny. Just it really doesn't look like it has as much support as it should. So by adding on these 2 extra sections, it's really going to give it a lot more detail and also a bit more support. So the first thing we're going to want to do is find the middle of each one of these 3 wide gaps. And then we'll go out 3 blocks and then create 2 pillars of 3. The second thing you want to do after you have both of those pillars in is to place a half slab like this, so it's 1/2 above the pillar and also 1 block to the left of it. And then you can just go ahead and drag this all the way over until you reach the other one, and then place 2 more blocks on either side so there is a bit more of an overhang. And then from there you can just kind of work your way up until you get to the wall with a sort of staircase design on both sides. Now this next step you don't have to do, but if you do want more detail, I would recommend it, and that's just to place 1 more of those staircase things right here in the middle. And then after that you can take out your roof material, place 2 of these on either side on the bottom, and then we're going to do 2 more like this right here, and these are going to be on the same level. And then the third one, or the third set, can be going up 1 more like that. And then on top of each one of these you're going to want to place some spruce wood half slabs like this. Then we're going to want to skip the next one, place more of these, and then we can also place some on the very top like that. Now to make the spot look a little nicer, you may want to consider throwing in some hay and some chests around here, and also to make it look like people have actually walked around here, you may want to replace some of the grass with some gravel. Now for the stable over here on the left, what you're going to want to do is skip a 1 block gap away from the wall, and that's going to be in the center of the 3 wide gap, and then go ahead and place a pillar of 3 like this, then skip a 3 wide gap over to the left and place another pillar right here, and then the rest of them you want to do the same distance away so it forms sort of a square like that. And then you can start your roof shape by just going up 1 block at a time, creating this little bit of a triangle, and then also do the same thing over here. After you've done that, you're going to want to take out your spruce wood stairs and form the roof like this. So you'll place in, it's going to be mainly stairs until you get up to the top, and then you can go back down on the other side. Make sure to leave this middle block open right here to give yourself room for the design. So for that, once again, it's just going to be a half slab, then a full block or 2 more of these slabs, then a spruce wood stair facing upside down, and then another half slab to finish that off. And then, as always, don't forget to place in your upside down stairs beneath all of these. Then after that, even though we put this one here, you're not going to need to do the spruce wood stairs over it, but instead, just go ahead and place 1 here, and then it's going to be a little bit tricky, but place 1 more in between that stair and the wall. And go ahead and do the same thing over on this side. And then if you're wondering why we're not connecting them, it's because we're going to do a bit of a design, and I'll show you that right now. So the first step is going to be to place a upside down stair facing this way on the left and another one facing that way on the right, and then you can do 2 more upright stairs on top of those like this, and then to finish it off, go ahead and do an upside down stair right here. And then if you want, you can do another little design, or since I think that might be a bit too big on the smaller roof, you can just finish it off by going with a spruce wood stair facing out that way. Now, as you can see, I did place another one of those over there on the back, and the next step after you've got that in is just to place in your roofing material so it fills in this whole thing. And then once again, if you want to, you can just go ahead and leave the top section open so we have room to throw in some more stairs and make it a bit more decorative on the top there. So by that I mean take out your spruce wood stair, place one here facing that roof, and then the rest of them can just go back towards the wall. And then if you want a little more detail, you can always place in some stairs facing this way. If you do this though, you may want to switch out this middle one for a half slab so it's a bit more like that instead of all messy. Now, once again, guys, you don't have to do this, but I think it looks a bit better if you replace these 2 blocks on either side with some spruce wood stairs, so it's a bit more of a better transition. Like that. And then you can take out your fences for the bottom, do 2 sections of these 3 tall ones on either side like this, and then you can just connect the middle. Well, on the back side, you're going to want to use the full fence, but on the front, you can place in a gate right there. And then to finish it off, just go ahead and place in a row of fences over here on the back. And then if you want to, you can also do some like this on the top, and then even maybe connect this. And I find that looks quite well. And then to make this area look a little nicer, what I've done is thrown some more gravel in to make it look walked upon, and then also gave the horse some food with the hay and some water with the little cauldron. So yeah, based on the exterior, that is going to be it for today. We are finished, but the other one does already have an interior. So instead of making you guys wait, I'll go ahead and fly over there and show you that. And along the way, you will see this little bit of land jutting out into the water. I'm thinking about placing a lighthouse on the very end of that, so if you guys want a tutorial for that thing, please let me know in the comments and I'll make sure and do that next. Now for the interior of this barn, or the exterior part, you'll at least see that these two outdoor sections are relatively similar. This one's got the horse just like the other, and then this one's got some more storage, except it's got boxes of food instead of extra hay. But yeah, inside we have a big section, or a big pile of hay and boxes and chests. And then also you'll see that I've thrown in a lot of cobwebs. I think those look quite well inside the barn. It really makes it look a lot more run down and kind of used up. And then upstairs, I think this is the second floor. We actually have 3. This is filled with even more boxes, and then you'll see that this the yellow carpet, it really looks good, especially if you put it on top of the oak wood. And so yeah, we have that, and then we'll head up to the very top. I guess I didn't get around to this, did I? But it's just a cool little extra section that you can feel free to add in. But yeah, like I said, guys, that is going to be it for today. So thank you for watching, and please let me know in the comments if you have any ideas for some more future builds, or if you want to see that lighthouse tutorial. Please let me know if you do want to see that. But like I said, thanks again for watching, guys, and as always, I will see you in the next one.